Hi there everybody, and welcome back to another Let's Trek Together video. So since we were taken off only 12 days into our journey due to coronavirus, I thought it would be a great idea if I recapped the first 2 weeks of our Appalachian Trail thru hike experience. I mean, how many people get to recap their first 2 weeks of a thru hike with such fresh ideas still in their head? If you are new to the channel, welcome, and I hope that you guys stick around for a while. And if you are returning, then you will know that Molly and I have recorded and uploaded 4 episodes of our 12 days on trail. And so this video is going to be those 4 episodes condensed down into about 10 minutes. I will be watching it, I will be reacting to the clips, and giving you just a little bit more in-depth explanation to how we were feeling, what we were thinking, events that led up to those moments, or moments that led up because of that event. If you have not already, please go down and click the subscribe button. We are aiming to have 1,000 subscribers by the time we get back on trail, whatever date that means, but we would love your support if you go down and click subscribe. One last thing before I start. We hope that this video reaches out to those potential future thru hikers that want to really learn what the first 2 weeks on the Appalachian Trail might entail. But just because it was our experience doesn't mean it's going to be your experience. The famous quote, "Hike your own hike," that definitely applies here. Just because it's factual to us doesn't mean that the same things will happen to you on trail, or it doesn't mean the same things have already happened to you on trail. So, without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Yeah, so let's just jump straight into it. I have the video pulled up right here on my phone that I will be watching, that you'll be seeing on full screen. This will be up in a corner. I have 10.5 minutes of video, so I'm not going to be stopping this at all. I'm just going to be cruising right through. There's going to be a lot of jump cuts to different days. I'll be speaking very frantically. Right at the end, I'll stop and I'll just talk to you guys with some final words, but let's just jump straight into it. Here's the first 2 weeks of the Appalachian Trail. So yeah, this is the start at Unicoi Falls, the start of the approach trail. That whole section is way smaller than I thought. It looks way bigger from people's photos, and you're actually there and it's a very tiny section. Just perception versus reality. Molly looks very happy, and I'm about to turn the camera, and I also look very, very excited. I can't even describe the emotions that we were feeling on that first day. Just very overwhelming. Yeah, Unicoi is so beautiful. I didn't think it was going to be that massive. One thing though, the stairs are ridiculous. We probably only got like halfway up and we were dying. I included this clip because our first day just included just mountains. As you can see, Molly's exhausted, and fog. Just fog, mountains, and mud. Just gross weather. If I were to do this section over again, I would skip the approach trail. It's beautiful, but it's just tough. It's hard. It's a hard 9 miles. Already skipping to day 2. We got a campsite at Stover Creek, and those first few miles after Stover Creek is just beautiful. The water was flowing, the forest was gorgeous. We stopped at a waterfall, which was probably one of the most beautiful waterfalls that I have ever seen. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this. I don't know if I'm going to have it muted or not, but I pretty much say I have no idea what mountain we're climbing over, and that mountain is Sassafras Mountain. If it's not on gut hooks, it's not on any maps, like it's just a random hill, but that was a hard mountain that everyone joked about like miles down the trail. So don't do Sassafras if you don't have to. Yep, this already jump cuts to the 3rd day. This is when we met a good friend that we hiked probably about 3 days worth afterwards, and you can see him right there, and his name is Simon. Hi Simon, if you're watching this, miss you dude, hope you're doing well in Canada. Just what an awesome, awesome individual, and a great, great hiking partner. Cool dude. Yeah, we're pretty much saying that we're making it to Neal's Gap. That was a hard day. This was a hard day in general. But we finally got views. The weather wasn't finally cruddy. This was the start of the Blood Mountain Wilderness, and I mean, that view right there, like about 0.2, 0.3 past that sign, was beautiful, but the rest of that hike up Blood wasn't really tough, but it was just long, and as you can see, the weather again became gross. We made it over the mountain. I didn't include any other footage, but this is the next day, day 4, day 5, I'm losing track already, but it was the first nice day, but as you can see, the bugs came out. And when I say the bugs came out, thousands upon thousands of bugs. This was a beautiful view right here, and it also made it better that there was a dog in a little hammock. We met this dog the next day at camp. His name was Diggity. Beautiful dog. Oh my gosh, we are jumping. This was, I believe it was day 5. It might have been day 6, but I'm pretty sure it was day 5. Molly and I decided to get off at Unicoi Gap. Simon was gonna keep going on, but I don't know. I think his pace was a little too fast for us, and on top of that, I think his base weight was only 12 or 13 pounds, and ours were in the 20s. So he was just trucking along, and great for him, but we just couldn't keep his pace. So there's us at Unicoi waiting for our ride into Hiawassee. We didn't know if we were going to see Simon again. Luckily we did, but we didn't know if we were going to. We got a ride into Hiawassee, and yep, here is us at the Taco Bell. This is when things started closing because of coronavirus, and they were only doing takeout or drive-through. We didn't have a car though, so Molly was brave enough, went up to the drive-through window, knocked on, and we got way too much Taco Bell. This is the next day. We went to the Huddle House, got breakfast, and then we jumped on a ride back to Unicoi from someone at the motel, and this is where we met Kyle and Corey, and I'm just gonna say it, we're best friends now, and it's really awesome. If you guys are watching this, what's up, guys? Yeah, it's really awesome how fast we bonded. We had to get off trail together, but we are planning on getting right back on trail with them and completing it as a group of 4. As you can see, Molly, Kyle, and Corey all are wearing blue frog togs, which are just rain suits. I'm gonna get a blue frog tog as well, and we're just gonna be known as the Blue Man Group. So, hope you guys like that. The next 2 days were just miserable because it was just raining on raining, and I really just was not ready for that. As you can see, Kyle and Corey both have those green covers on their packs. Molly also has a pack cover. I have a pack liner, so the outside of my backpack gets wet, but the actual liner on the inside keeps everything dry. I'm not sure which one I like more. I'm very... I don't know. Oh my god, I don't know why this is in slow motion. That is so creepy. As you can tell, we were already kind of losing our minds about 3 hours into our hike because we're just drenched. Just look at us, we're soaked. I think this is about to jump to the next day, and the next day was filled with just as much rain. Luckily, we made it to the border that day, but Molly looks... I don't know what Molly looks like, distressed, and it's because her knee was in ridiculous amounts of pain. She was pretty much limping. So she's totally fine now, she feels great, but we had to get off trail. So we hitched a ride, all 4 of us, we hitched a ride into Franklin, and that is where you are seeing us right currently. Yeah, Franklin was interesting. Loved the town, but it was a lot of interesting experiences. That morning we got news that the Smoky Mountains closed, which was about 100 miles of the Appalachian Trail that we haven't hit yet. We were going to hit it in like a week and a half. So I think we made the decision at that moment to get to Fontana Dam, which is the start of the Smokies, and get a ride up to Davenport Gap and skip it, keep on going and then eventually come back and finish it. I mean, that didn't pan out, as you can tell since I'm home right now, but that's pretty much what I was saying. We were taking a 0 in Franklin. I'm pretty sure the next clip you're going to be seeing is us at the Sapphire Inn. Yep, it is the Sapphire Inn. So if you've watched our vlogs, you will see that the first motel that we stayed in Franklin, the guy there was just miscommunication between how much the actual how much the motel costed, and he was trying to charge us another $84. So we decided to leave that motel just because it was a very uncomfortable situation, and we got a room probably a few blocks up the street at the Sapphire Inn, and they were even nicer, and it was a great place to stay. This was our 0 day, so we were resupplying at the Dollar General. We were doing laundry to jump right back out on trail, because I think we were planning on crushing, 70 miles to the Knock. So this is the next day. We get back out on trail, and this was the start of North Carolina, and it was so easy for the first 20-25 miles. The weather was absolutely beautiful, and so it just made for such a wonderful, pleasant experience to just hike that day. You don't know, when you get a beautiful day, it makes hiking 15 miles effortless, and it was awesome. I have no idea what I'm saying right now. Probably just I'm happy that the weather's nice. Oh, I was also mad about my acne. I never get acne. I think my acne is still healing up from the trail, but maybe it was just the gross processed food I was eating. It was just destroying me on the inside and on the outside from the acne. This was the first beautiful unobstructed view we got. It was beautiful. Oh my gosh, this was an even better view. We were climbing Albert Mountain. This was a tough mountain. You're actually probably gonna see in the next clip, I am dying. The last 0.2 up to the fire tower was just straight up, just climbing rocks. And when the weather's 80 and you're used to Jersey winters, on top of that, you're carrying a 30-pound pack. It was just so tough, but the views were so worth it. It was beautiful. I don't think I've seen more beautiful views of the Blue Ridge than this view. Maybe Klingman's Dome, but aside from that, this was beautiful. We made it to the 100-mile mark. It was just such a proud moment for us. Yeah, the video kind of ends there. The next day we go into, next day we camp on the top of Albert Mountain, and the views were beautiful. The sunrise was beautiful, but since we were right on top of a mountain, on either side the wind was just howling at night, and our tent held up, but it was pretty freaky. I think I only got 2 hours of sleep that night, just because I was afraid the tent was gonna blow away, or I don't really know, but it was interesting. We get down, we get to Winding Stair Gap, and there are signs there that say you have to get off trail because the mileage in front of you is a part of Dawson County, and that specific county was closing for all non-residents, and so it was illegal to be there. Not sure how true or not that was, but we decided to get a ride back into Franklin just to see what our options were, and if we were gonna skip even more parts of the trail and then come back to it. And then we kind of got, I don't want to say bullied because that sounds harsh, and I don't even want to say harassed, but we got pressured, that's a good word, we got pressured into getting off trail by a trail angel. So we got dropped off in Asheville, and we pretty much sat down and said, we're not really enjoying this at the moment, just because half the reason we did this through hike was for the community, and we were only seeing 3 or 4 people on trail at a time, so there wasn't really much community, or the feeling of the just the communal feeling was not there at all. So we decided to pause our hike because of that. I don't think I really have anything else to say. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I don't know if it's material you already know. I don't know if what I was narrating was insightful, or I mean, I hope it was, but I hope you guys enjoyed watching what the first 2 weeks on the AT look like for us. If you have your own opinion of what the AT was like for the first 2 weeks for you, please drop it down in the comments. If you have any questions or concerns about, you know, you doing this in the future, any gear questions. I know this is all super confusing, and you kind of just have to be thrown into it to really understand what works and what doesn't work for you. Just have a conversation with us in the comments. Feel free to email us if it's a longer question. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions for future videos, again, drop it down in the comments. And as always, guys, let's trek together.